Hall of Honor Class of 2012 presenters, a tenacious defender on our basketball team, and our announcer at most of our soccer games, from Buffalo, New York, majoring in economics, from the class of 2013, Sarah O'Brien. And a first-team All-American who helped guide our rowing team's varsity 8 to a third-place finish at the NCAA Division III Rowing Championships, majoring in geology with a geoscience minor, senior coxswain Kim Corral. Sarah will begin the presentation.
Thank you, Deb. Kim and I are really honored to present to you the Heron Hall of Honor Class of 2012. This William Smith woman arrived on campus before Title IX became law. Nevertheless, she was a champion archer and a member of the Heron basketball and swimming and diving teams. Elizabeth Flannery Rosenthal, class of 1973, entered William Smith after winning National Archery Association Intermediate Girls Championship, repeating as the Intermediate Girls Clout Champion, and winning 3 championships as a member of the Intermediate Girls team. Once on campus, Beth continued her success as an archer and competed in a number of New York State Archery Association events. Beth won the 1970 New York State Archery Association Indoor Women's Championship, was a member of the first place women's team, took first place in the Class AA women's event. In 1971, Beth was the champion in New York State Indoor Class A Women's A division, and in 1972, she finished first in the Class A women's event. While archery was not an intercollegiate sport at William Smith, archery was a class offered by the William Smith Physical Education Department. Janet Seeley and Mary Hosking, department chairs during Beth's time at William Smith, recognized her skills and had Beth teach archery classes, and they provided equipment and space for her to practice. While William Smith was a frontrunner in William Smith athletics, demonstrated by our first basketball game being played in 1910 nationally, and in the 1960s and 70s, women's athletics was just beginning to gain momentum. William Smith offered basketball, badminton, softball, golf, volleyball, lacrosse, field hockey, and swimming and diving during the 60s and 70s, but for some sports, they were offered for only a year or just a few years. In Beth's first year at William Smith, she was a diver for one meet as team reps urged her to compete so the team could earn diving points. In her sophomore year and junior year, Beth competed in the Heron basketball team until she broke her foot, which forced the end of her career on the court. After earning a bachelor's degree in history for William Smith, Beth took up golfing and skiing. She continued to excel in archery after her time at William Smith. She placed second in the Class A women's event in the New York State Archery Association in 1975. Beth spent a decade on the staff at the World Archery Center. She is currently self-employed as an American Contract Bridge League Certified Duplicate Bridge Director. She has pursued her passion for bridge, earning the honor of being an American Contract Bridge League Silver Life Master. She has also served as the ACBL president and was appointed a lifetime member of the Goodwill and Charity Committees. Originally from Greece, New York, and now living in Shavertown, Pennsylvania, it is my honor to present Elizabeth Flannery Rosenthal as a member of the Heron Hall of Honor Class of 2012.
Thank you, Sarah, for the very nice introduction, and congratulations to my fellow inductees and the field hockey team of distinction. I'm very happy and honored to be here celebrating the 40th anniversary of Title IX. This legislation opened the floodgates for high school and college women athletes and scholars and created an atmosphere that nurtured women athletes. Title IX led to an increase in the number of teams, expanded the number of staff members, improved the athletic facilities, and made scholarships available to women. After 4 decades of progress, we can look with pride at the last Olympics, in which for the first time, there were more U.S. women competing than men, many of these women direct products of Title IX as scholarship athletes. And nearly all of the participating countries had at least one woman competing, in no small part to the U.S. leading the way for women around the world. So the question for us here tonight is, how did Title IX impact you as an athlete? I can tell you honestly, it had absolutely no effect on me at all. I am a pre-Title IX athlete. My sport was archery. My claim to fame is that I successfully competed at a national and state level prior to Title IX. Why? One reason. I was very lucky. I attended high school in Green, New York, a high school known for its archery teams. The phys ed teacher was Laura Rich Wilson, a New York State Hall of Fame coach and an Archery Hall of Fame coach. She was my coach, she was my mentor, she was my friend. She had a phys ed program at that small high school, which gave all the girls the opportunity to play practically every sport there was. From archery to gymnastics and every team sport in between, Green Central High School had a girls' team competing. She was one of the real pre-Title IX pioneers. I only wish she were alive today to share this honor with me. I went on to attend William Smith, and again, I was lucky. They did not have an archery team, but they provided me with a practice target, and I was able to continue competing all throughout college, even though there was no intercollegiate archery in New York State at that time. I was even allowed to teach archery classes, and my roommates like to remind me that had it not been for that, they might never have gotten their PE credits. Women like Janet Seeley, Marsha Wynn, Mary Hosky, and Pat Genovese are the real heroes in the fight for equality for women athletes. Under those professionals, the athletic program at William Smith went from a 3-person staff with club sports to a Department of Physical Education with 11 intercollegiate varsity sports and many national and conference championships to their credit. I also did play basketball on the program that was restarted. 5'7", I was the center. I'm gonna say I was the tallest person on the team. I have been reminded in some unusual ways that I'm truly old enough to be pre-Title IX. For instance, when my daughter was looking at colleges, the guide at William Smith pointed to a building that housed the computer lab. I noted that when I came to William Smith, that was the dining hall. She looked at me earnestly and said, "Where were the computers?" When I was asked to submit a picture of me shooting for today's ceremony, I couldn't find one. So in desperation, I called a friend in my hometown thinking she might have a picture or a yearbook with a picture of me in it. "No," she said, "I don't have one, but I'm pretty sure there's one of you in the town museum." Many things have changed since I was here. When I attended William Smith, there were about 300 men and 100 women in my graduating class. The class of 2015 has about 300 men and 400 women. When I left for college, I brought a suitcase and a pencil and paper. Well, we all know that's changed. And when I wanted to call home, I had to wait in line in the hall for the phone. And there were no computers. What has not changed is the college's dedication to the students, its ability to provide quality and highly individualized education. So that's my story. But no story is complete without the support of family share in joyful occasions like this. So I would like to recognize my brother, Dan, who bought me my first pair of binoculars that made me the envy of all my archery teammates because they were so small and yet strong enough to see the arrows at 70 meters. I'd like to thank my brother Patrick, who in a burst of enthusiasm posted on the Heron Facebook page, "My sister is awesome." And my sister Marie, the most talented athlete in our family, who was the starting pitcher on her all-boy Little League team until her pigtails fell out from under her hat and they discovered she was a girl. Special thanks to my husband Bruce, my children Patrick and Betsy, for always being my biggest fans and supporters. And a big thank you to my son-in-law Chris, who is not with us tonight because he is taking care of my grandchildren, 3-year-old Annie and 10-week-old Emmett. Thank you all very much for this honor.